Welcome to Tanya Yoga on the south coast of Spain. My name's Adam, and today we're going to do a nice gentle Vinyasa practice with a big focus on twisting. So, a little bit that I want you to know about when we twist. When we twist, we generally have the tendency to collapse. So whenever we twist today, what I want you to think about is trying to keep your spine long. So you can imagine that your spine is like an axis, and you're going to turn around that axis. Try not to let that axis bend as you turn. So when we twist in general, we don't want to twist and collapse. We want to try and twist and keep the spine long. So as a general rule, every time we inhale, try and think about lengthening the spine. And then every time we exhale, particularly in the twist, try and get a little bit deeper in the pose. So you're going to inhale and get length, and you're going to exhale and twist. So twists, what are twists all about? What are they good for? Twists are very good at detoxing your system. You squeeze your stomach, you squeeze your large intestine, you compress your ribs, you're going to feel a little bit restricted in terms of your breath. It's a good way to purify and cleanse your body. If you've got any digestive problems, they're also super good for helping getting things moving, to say it in a polite way. So, without too much further to say, I want you to be in a nice, comfortable seated position. And as I mentioned, I want you to be thinking about having a nice, straight spine. Now, if to have a straight spine, you want to sit on a block or maybe a blanket, then you can. Something that's quite nice is to try and think about having your knees at the same height or a slight bit lower than your hips. Some people like to sit on a block or a blanket, some people don't. But I want you to be somewhere where you can feel that your spine is nice and tall. And now connect with your breath. That breath that flows in and out through the nose. It's calm, it's controlled and steady. And we're going to gently start to move with our breath. So refer back to what I said earlier. Remember, every time you inhale, try and make sure your spine is straight. And every time you exhale, twist. So with your next inhalation, stretch a little higher. And as you exhale, turn out towards the left-hand side. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, turn right. Inhale, turn to the center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Keep moving with your breath from one side to the other. You can move your arms to help get a little deeper if you wish. Exhale, twist. Remember, I want you to use this as a pranayama exercise as much as an asana exercise. So you're really trying to combine the movement with your breath, making sure that you're keeping your spine nice and long on the inhale. And you twist on the exhale. The next time you come to the center, pause. Now I want you to bring your hands to heart center. Arms up towards the side. Imagine that your arms are like the rotors of a helicopter. And now we're going to do those twists, but we're going to without using our arms. So your arms are going to stay nice and strong and stretch, but you're going to try and turn your core with your core strength. So as you inhale, lift. And as you exhale, turn out towards the right. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale left. Try and imagine that you're holding a broomstick. Inhale, come to the center. So your arms move together. You keep moving with your breath, trying to almost get that same intensity of twist, that same amount of rotation, but just using the strength along your spine, not using your arms. One more time each way. As you exhale, lower your hands. So I just very, very briefly want to explain a little difference between those two twists. Obviously, one, that you're using your arms as aids, you're using to help, so you're using the strength in your upper body to get the twist in your back. In that way, you could kind of classify it as a passive twist for the spine because you're more using the strength in your arms and your shoulders. With passive twists, you'll generally get a deeper sensation. You won't get the strengthening benefits, you won't get such stabilization through your spine, but you will get that nice deep sort of relieving or intense twisting sensation. However, the active twists, when you're not using an aid, so you're not laying on the floor, you're not using a strap, or you're not using your arms, you're purely using the strength along your core or on your back, that's what I would class as an active twist. So you're then strengthening the muscles along your back. If you've got strong muscles that perform those twists, then you will be able to get that intense twisting sensation, probably not quite as deep as with a passive twist. However, you will get all of the strengthening benefits and elements that go along your spine, also through your transverse abdominals and your obliques. So pay attention through this practice, and if I say a passive twist, then you should be thinking, oh, I'm using my arms, or I'm using the floor. And if I say active twist, you really want to think about that strength in your core. So now, nice and gentle, nice and slow, you can bring yourselves down to all fours. So with your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips, we're just going to release any tension, lubricate the spine a little bit with some cat-cow. So with your next exhalation, let your head come down between your arms, lift your shoulder blades. And as you inhale, look up towards the ceiling, arch through the back, let the chest drop. As you exhale again, ripple from the tailbone all the way through to the head for cat. And as you inhale, untuck, look up. Keep moving with your breath. So if, like me, you struggle to remember which is cat and which is cow, imagine that vision of an angry Halloween cat scraping into the floor with its claws, it's lifting its shoulder blades. You can almost imagine it saying, "Rah!" And then maybe you'll remember which is cat and which is cat. So you're moving nice and slow, you're trying to get that spine really supple. There's a saying in Chinese medicine that if you do 100 cat-cow a day, then you won't have any problems with your back. Today we're not going to get to 100, but I want you to feel that your back is warming up, is becoming more supple. You're feeling the strength in your front and back body. So now nice and slowly come back towards a neutral position. And now we're going to get into a slightly deeper twist just to make sure our back is ready for the more active twists to come. So bring your left hand in a straight line. So your hand is in the gap between your knees but placed in front. And now your right arm threads under. Your right shoulder goes on that same straight line. Now from here, you can keep your left hand on the floor if you wish, or if you feel good, you can bring that left hand back behind your back to look for your right quadricep. You're trying to lift your left shoulder, look over your left shoulder, feel that nice twist along your back. You can also push your right hand through the floor. Don't forget to breathe. Every breath is a gift, every inhale is energy, every exhalation is a release of tension and stress. Nice and gentle, nice and careful. Slowly place that left hand down on the floor. And as you inhale, untwist, unroll, come back to the center. So now we're going to swap hands. So this time your right hand goes a little bit further forward, and on that line in between your knees, thread your left hand under your right armpit. Your left shoulder comes down. So we're trying to keep the hips above the knees. So your right hand stays on the floor if it's uncomfortable in your neck, or if you feel cool, your right hand can come back towards your left quadricep, and it will help you open through your right shoulder a little bit more. Push the floor away with your left hand. Try and feel the twist along your back, opening through the sides of your ribs. Breathe. This is a bit of a combination between an active and a passive twist. You're pushing your hand through the floor, helping increase the twist, which is the passive part, and the active part, you're still trying to turn on your spine and keep your hips above your knees. So now, nice and gentle, bring that right hand back down towards the floor. Push the floor away with the right hand to unthread the left hand. And once again, we're in all fours. So one more time, inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Now tuck your toes under, lift your knees, push your weight backwards and find downward dog. So if downward dog is not comfortable for you, if it feels too much, you can be on your knees in puppy pose. You can choose puppy or downward dog, either of the two. I want you to feel the length along your spine. If bending your knees gives you a nicer sensation along your back, then bend your knees. There's no right and there's no wrong, there's just what feels good for you. With your next inhalation, place the knees on the floor into all fours. And as you exhale, child's pose. Weight comes back, glutes to the heels. Inhale, weight comes forwards, come into a sloppy upward dog. So your knees stay down, you rotate the shoulders back. It's a little bit like cobra, it's a little bit like upward dog. And as you exhale, the weight comes back once again, child's pose. Inhale, weight forward, stretch the front of the hip flexors. Keep the knees on the floor for now. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, let the weight flow forward, spread the fingers. Last time, exhale, child's pose. Let your belly button come down towards the floor. Reach your hands forwards, your shoulders stay wide. And with your next inhalation, come back up to all fours. Exhale, tuck the toes under downward dog. And with your next exhalation, soften the knees, look forwards. As you inhale, you can step the feet forward between the hands and slowly start to stand up. As you exhale, bring your hands down by your sides. Have a little look at your feet. I want you to weld your feet through the floor. So I want your feet to be more or less at hip width. Roll your shoulders back. As you inhale, reach the hands up towards the sky. And as you exhale, take hold of your left wrist and reach out towards the right hand side. So actively pull up with your right hand so you feel the length along the left side of your body. Try not to collapse in the right side of the body. We're not just letting ourselves fall over, we're trying to be long. breathing. You feel like a banana. Inhale, come up. And as you exhale, change hands. Inhale, reach up with the right hand. And as you exhale, reach out to the left. You feel the stretch on the outside of your hip through your ribs. Be kind with your back. Remember, no pain. Keep weight pushing through both feet. Inhale, come up. And as you exhale, bring your hands down by your sides. If you're not there, come towards the front of your mat. Hands either side of your hips, roll your shoulders back. Inhale, reach the hands up towards the sky. As you exhale, hands heart center forward, fold. Halfway lift, hands to the floor. As you exhale, step the right leg and knee back. As you inhale, draw a big circle with the left hand up in the sky. And as you exhale, bring that left hand back down towards the floor. Big circle again. Inhale, plank. And as you exhale, lower the knees, bend the elbows, chest and chin to the floor. Inhale, cobra, strong back, not so much happening in the arms. And as you exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg high in the sky. As you exhale, place that left foot between your hands. Inhale, lift the left hand, draw a big circle backwards. And as you exhale, bring that left hand back, follow your hand with your vision. And as you inhale, right leg high in the sky, square hips. As you exhale, place the right foot on the floor, forward fold. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, hands heart center forward, fold. Halfway lift hands to the floor. Exhale, step the left leg back, lower the knee. Inhale, draw the big rainbow with the right hand, follow your hand with your eyes. Exhale, bring the right hand back down towards the floor. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower the knees, chest and chin. Inhale, lift the chest, lower the pelvis, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg high in the sky, keep the hips square. Exhale, right foot forward between your hands. Inhale, reach up with the right hand, draw the rainbow. Exhale, right hand comes back down towards the floor. Inhale, left leg high in the sky, square hips. As you exhale, place the feet together, forward fold. Inhale, reach up, touch the sky. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the right leg back. Lower the knee. And as you inhale, reach this time just the left hand straight up. As you exhale, bring the left hand behind the back. Imagine you'll want to scratch your right hip. Roll your left shoulder open, push the floor away with your right shoulder. Take a few breaths. As you inhale, reach that left hand up. Exhale, left hand to the floor. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower the knees, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the knees, downward dog. Inhale, left leg high in the sky. Exhale, left foot between the hands. Inhale, lift the left hand all the way up. And as you exhale, bring that left hand behind the back. Again, same deal. Imagine you're trying to touch your left quadricep under your right hip. Helps you rotate, get the twist along your spine. You're probably going to feel a little bit more stretch through the outside of your left hip. Try and keep the left leg strong so you're spreading the weight between your hand and your foot. Inhale, reach the left hand back up. And as you exhale, place the hand to the floor. Inhale, lift the right leg high in the sky. Exhale, forward, fold. Inhale, unroll. Exhale, hands heart center directly forward, fold. Hands to the floor, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the left leg back. Lower the knee. Inhale, right hand up towards the sky. And as you exhale, bring the right hand back. This time your right hand comes under the left hip, and imagine you're trying to use your hip to help get that twist. So you can try and relax your back if you wish and try and do more work with the hand. Push the floor away in the leg, or you can be active and you can try and keep lengthening the spine with every inhale. The exhale is when you get the deeper twist. Inhale, reach the right hand up. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Lower the hips, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg high in the sky. Exhale, right foot between the hands. Inhale that right hand up. And as you exhale, right hand again behind the back. Look for the left hip with your right hand. Push the floor away with your left hand. Your right leg stays strong. Breathe. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, right hand to the floor. Inhale, left leg high in the sky. Exhale, feet together, forward fold. Inhale, unroll. And as you exhale, bring your hands down by the side of your hips. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. Your feet can touch, or they can be close to touching, or they can be as close together as is comfortable. Now I want you to be strong, to bend your legs and lower your glutes, but try and keep your back nice and long. So you're strong in your quads, you're strong in your hamstrings, and you're in chair. Inhale, reach the hands up. If reaching up with the hands is too much, you can keep your hands heart center, but I want you to feel the strength and that stability to keep your spine engaged. As you exhale, hands heart center, left elbow, right knee. Now push your hands together. Help get deeper in the twist. Try and roll your right shoulder open so you're trying to form a straight line between both shoulders, knees, and feet. You probably get a nice strong twist here, but if you wish to take it to the next level, you can also lower your left hand and reach the right hand up towards the sky. Try and keep your knees and your hips in line. As you exhale, bring the hands together. And as you inhale, come back to chair. Exhale, right elbow, left knee. Push the hands together, find the twist. Really try and lift the left shoulder. Look for the alignment between the right shoulder, left shoulder, knees and feet. And again, same as the other side, if you feel comfortable, you can lower the right hand and lift the left. You don't have to. If it's too much, you can keep your hands together. Your legs are burning, I know. Exhale, hands together. Inhale, come back to the center. And as you exhale, forward fold, straighten the legs. You can hold the back of your legs, roll your shoulders. Spread your toes, feel the weight of your head. Try not to let all the weight go into the heels, try and keep some weight in the toes. Your calves should be engaged to stop you falling forwards. With your next inhalation, slowly start to unroll, reach the hands all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, hand heart center. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg high in the sky. As you exhale, place that right foot between the hands. Inhale, reach the hands up. And as you exhale, left hand forwards, right hand back. So this is very much one of our active twists. You're trying to find the strength to rotate open through your chest. Your arms are open and your arms are trying to find that nice straight line, but they're not aiding anywhere, they're not pulling anything, they're not pushing anything. The strength is all coming from your upper body, trying to keep your hips square. Inhale, reach the right hand forwards. Exhale, hands down, right leg steps back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg high in the sky. As you exhale, left foot between the hands. And as you inhale, reach up. Keep your hips square, right hand forwards, left hand back. Try and feel the engagement from the tailbone to the crown of your head. Keep breathing. If it helps, imagine there's something behind you that you're pulling on. Or there's a wall that you're pushing against. Inhale, left hand forwards. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Here in downward dog, move your knees straight and bend your legs individually. With your next exhalation, bend your right knee, left hand to the outside of your ankle, maybe on your calf, and then very gently start to straighten that right leg and twist your spine to look under the right armpit. So you're pulling with the left hand against your leg. Even if you've got your knee bent, that's not a problem. I want you to feel the twist along the back. Your right shoulder stays strong. Keep trying to square your hips. Inhale, left hand forwards. And as you exhale, bend your left knee. Now your right hand towards your left calf or your left ankle, wherever feels appropriate, and then gently straighten your left leg as much as you can. Strengthen the right arm, strengthen the right shoulder. The left hand is just pushing the floor away. Imagine you're trying to take your right shoulder in the line between your left leg and your left arm. That right elbow goes down towards the right ankle. Inhale, right hand forwards. And as you exhale, soften the knees. Inhale, feet between the hands any way that you wish. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, hands, heart center, rise. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float the legs back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg high in the sky, square hips. Exhale, right foot forwards between the hands. Inhale, reach the hands up. As you exhale, reach forwards, lift the back leg. Inhale. As you exhale, lower the left hand. Try and keep your hips square, but reach that right hand up towards the sky. So even though you've got your left hand on the floor helping as an aid, really try and feel that length along your spine. The twist comes along your back. You're not trying to displace your hips. Push the floor away with your right leg. Try and touch the ceiling with the fingertips of the right hand. Revolved half moon. As you exhale, gently bring that left foot and the hands back towards the mat. Inhale. Exhale, right leg back, chaturanga. Upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg high in the sky. Exhale, left foot forwards between the hands. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up. And as you exhale, start to reach forwards, lift the back leg away from the floor. Inhale. Exhale, right hand down on the floor. Left hand up towards the sky. Twist along your back, look over your left shoulder. Try and keep the hips square. Lift the right leg, push the floor away with your left foot. Breathe. Engage through the back. You feel the work that's happening in your obliques, in your transverse abdominal muscles. Exhale, left hand, right foot back down towards the floor. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe a little bit, push the floor away. As you inhale, come up onto tiptoes. And as you exhale, lower both of your heels out towards the right hand side. So you stretch the left side of your body. You push the floor away, you feel strength in both legs. Remember, we're still trying to be in downward dog, so don't let your weight come forward. You're still pushing your weight back, so you really feel the space along the left side of your chest. As you inhale, come back up to tiptoes. And as you exhale, heels out towards the left hand side. You stretch through the right side of your body. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, lower the heels. Inhale. Exhale, soften the knees. Inhale, feet between the hands, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, hands, heart center, and lift. Inhale, take a pace back with the right foot. Bring your feet parallel on the mat. Inhale, reach the hands up. As you exhale, forward fold. Spend a breath, get comfortable in your legs. You can let the weight shift left and right a little bit. You can bend your knees, kind of come down into almost kind of a mini Skandasana if you wish. Stretching through the inside of the legs, you're moving, you're finding the mobility in your pelvis. And now nice and slowly come back up halfway. Place your right hand on your left foot. Bring your left hand up towards the sky. And push with your right hand and reach with that left hand. So the pushing with your right hand can make this a passive twist. So you can try and be relaxed along your back if you wish. Keep it in a straight line, but let the arm do the work of the twist. So reach open with the left hand, push the floor away with the right. As you exhale, change sides. So this time left hand, right foot. Inhale that right hand up towards the sky. Remember, you're pushing away with the left hand. You're trying to get the most out of the twist and get the stretch on the inside of your legs, your groin, the adductor muscles. Exhale, come back down towards the center. Inhale, come up halfway. Now I want you to push the floor away with the toes, enough so that you can feel that your spine is horizontal and you're supporting the weight with your legs. Right hand under your face, left hand up towards the sky. So the whole time I want you to look at the floor. Don't move your head. And we're going to move our arms like the propeller of a plane. So they move together. Again, like we did earlier, you can imagine that you're holding a broomstick. So you're super strong through your legs. You lift the right arm and lower the left at the same time and speed. So you keep moving with your breath. So you're trying to be super strong and engaged through the spine to keep it horizontal. And you're turned on around your core, around your obliques, to rotate the shoulders and the chest around the spine. Try and feel how the sides of your belly are engaged, the inside of your legs. You're not trying to move your pelvis, you're trying to rotate your chest. Next exhalation, bring both of your hands under your shoulders. Soften your knees a little bit again. Relax your knees, a little bit of a movement left and right. And now nice and slowly, nice and careful, you can walk your feet in towards the center of the mat, no rush. When you have your feet at hip width, stop. And now nice and gentle, start to stand up. Roll your shoulders back, feel the length. As you inhale, lift your right knee. As you exhale, cross your right leg on top of your left. So your ankle is somewhere near your quadricep. Now gently with your hands heart center, start to bend your left knee. You're going to get a big stretch in your right glute. Keep your right foot engaged. Breathe. Keep lifting through the crown of your head. Every inhalation is length. Every exhalation, maybe you sink a tiny bit deeper. As you inhale, slowly come up. Exhale, place the foot on the floor. Notice I said place, not fall, not drop, not kick. Inhale, lift your left leg. As you exhale, cross that left leg on top of your right, so your left ankle is on your right quadricep. Gently start to bend the right knee. Stretching the left glute. Left foot is engaged. You lower the glutes, you're lifting your head away from your tailbone. Staring at one fixed point on the floor, you feel the solid big right base of your right foot. As you inhale, slowly stand up. And as you exhale, place the left foot on the floor. Inhale, reach the hands up towards the sky. And as you exhale, take a pace forward, Samastiti at the front of the mat. Remind yourself of your intention for this practice. Inhale, reach the hands up. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, step the legs back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And as you exhale, downward dog. Stretch through the legs. And with your next inhalation, right leg high in the sky. So I want you to work now and try and keep your hips square. We're going to do a similar pose in a second, but we're going to be standing up. So I want you to feel the energy and the strength pushing the floor away with your right foot, and feel the stretch in your left leg. Feel that your hips are square. With your next exhalation, bring your right foot forward between your hands. And as you inhale, start to stand up, lift your left leg in front of you. So now your right hand can either hold your knee and you can bend your leg, or if you've got the space, it can hold your foot, or if you want to use a strap, you can use a strap. So now the left hand goes back. You're trying to feel the twist along your upper body and keep your hips square, the same as we just did in downward dog. If you wish to test your balance, you can look out towards the side or behind you. Keep pushing the floor away with your right foot. Keep growing, get taller. Remember, nice straight spine. With your next exhalation, nice and careful, nice and slow, bring that right foot back down towards the floor along with the hands. Inhale, right leg high in the sky. And as you exhale, bend the right knee, look under the right armpit. Stretch a little bit the outside of the right hip. Try and roll your hips forward, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, right foot down towards the floor. As you inhale, bring that left leg high in the sky, square hips. So remember, this time there's going to be no surprise. You know where we're going, so try and feel the stretch now in your right leg. Try and feel the engagement in your hips to keep the hips nice and aligned. Push energy. Imagine there's lightning coming out the back of your left heel. And with your next exhalation, place that left foot forward between your hands. As you inhale, start to stand up. That right leg comes out in front of you. Again, you've got the option. You can hold your knee with your left hand, and the right hand reaches back. Or if you feel comfortable, you can straighten that right leg and hold the outside of your foot. Remember, if you want to test your balance, you can look to the side or look behind you. Feel that your left leg is huge. Push the floor away. Keep growing up, up, up. As you exhale, nice and gentle, the right leg goes back, hands down towards the floor. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg high in the sky. And as you exhale, bend your left knee, look under your left armpit. Stretch to the left side of your body, bring your heel in towards your glutes. Breathe. With your next exhalation, bring that left foot back down towards the floor. Spend a couple of breaths here in downward dog. As you exhale, soften the knees. And as you inhale, bring your knees forwards in between your hands. Sit yourselves down on your heels. And now, nice and gentle, you can sit down towards your right hand side. So I want you to feel super long, I want you to feel super tall. Now with your left hand, we're going to take hold of the right knee. With your right hand, you're going to reach that right hand high up in the sky. And as you exhale, the right hand is going to come down behind the back. And you're going to gently pull with your left hand to really get the deep twist. You're going to roll your right shoulder back to get the length along the spine. We're also going to add in a little extra for the neck, so you can gently, very carefully let your right ear come down towards your right shoulder. So twist, push the floor away with your right hand, gently pull with your left hand. You should be getting a huge stretch along the outside of the left edge of your neck. Make sure that you're still breathing. As you exhale, nice and calm, come towards the center. As you inhale, bring your heels under your glutes. And as you exhale, come down towards the other side. So adjust your feet in a comfortable position. If it's not comfortable, you can have a block under your hip. Now this time you hold the left knee with the right hand, and as you inhale, reach the left hand up, make space between your ribs. And as you exhale, left hand comes down. So this time you're pulling with your right hand against your left knee to help get the rotation. Your left elbow is slightly bent. Your left hand helps push against the floor. You get the big twist. And once you have the big twist, make sure your right shoulder is engaged. And then very carefully, let your left ear come down towards your left shoulder to get the big stretch on the outside of your neck. Breathe. Work in your twist. Use your breath. So this feels like quite an open twist. You've still got lots of space. You don't feel too compressed. Still got lots of room to breathe. As you exhale, nice and calm, come back towards the center. And as you inhale, come up onto your heels. So from here, slowly start to lift up your spine. And if it's comfortable, with your hands on the floor, gently start, or your knuckles, gently start to lift your knees and tuck your toes under. Slowly sit yourselves down, and you can straighten your legs forwards. Inhale, reach the hands up, for Dandasana. So here in Dandasana, you're working as hard as you can to make more space between every part of your spine. So you're really lifting up, you're really pushing your heels forwards, you're finding and feeling all of your length. So in that last position, Bharadvajrasana, we were thinking about a nice open twist. Now we're going to do a little bit more of a closed twist, so you're going to feel a little bit more compressed. So with your next exhalation, bend your right knee and place your right foot on the outside of your left leg. If it's you can keep your leg like this if it's comfortable. But if you feel good, you can bend your left knee and bring your left foot to the outside of your right buttock. Now inhale the right hand up. And as you exhale, bring the right hand down to the base of the spine. Inhale, left hand up. And as you exhale, left elbow outside of the right knee. As you inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, twist. So this might feel like the strongest, the most intense twist that we've done so far today. It's both active and passive. So you're trying to think, imagine if your arms weren't there, you would keep the same level of twist, but you can also help to push with your upper body. So you're not letting your upper body do all of the work, and you're also not letting your spine do all of the work. You're sharing the work between your upper body and the muscles along your back. If you wish to take this a little bit further, you can thread your left hand around your right leg and bring your right hand behind your back, and you hold your right wrist with your left hand. Keep growing, keep breathing. Remember, every inhalation is your invitation to lift, and every exhalation is your invitation to twist a little bit further. If it's not comfortable, move, adjust. Make sure that you can still breathe. Try and feel the space in the right side of your chest. Imagine somebody's got their hand on the ribs on the right side of your body, and you can feel how their hand moves every time that you breathe. As you exhale, turn your head forwards. Spend a breath here with your head looking forwards, but you keep the same twist, just a little bit of a different sensation for the neck. And now, nice and gentle, nice and soft, unthread your arms. And we're going to cross our legs in the other direction. So you can straighten both of the legs to start with, shake out any tension in your hips and your hip flexor if you have any, and this time we're going to cross the left leg on top of the right. So you're going to bend your right knee if it feels good. If not, keep that right leg nice and straight. Try and feel that both sit bones are on the mat. Inhale, reach the left hand up. Feel graceful, feel long, elegant. And as you exhale, left hand down to the base of the spine on the mat. Inhale, right hand up. As you exhale, right elbow outside of the left knee. Inhale, grow, get tall. And then as you exhale, twist. Be aware of what's happening with the right hand. Imagine somebody is helping, aiding, lifting your head up towards the ceiling. Try and keep your left shoulder at the same height as your right shoulder. We're not trying to keep that left arm dead straight. We're trying to keep it soft, so our core is doing some of the work. The right arm is helping to engage, to get a little bit deeper into the twist. Breathe. With your next exhalation, turn the head forwards. And now nice and slowly, nice and soft. Turn back towards the center. Nice and soft. Bring your legs forwards. Again, release any tension in the knees, in the hip flexors, in the shoulders. And now, shuffle your weight a tiny little bit forward, so when you lay back, your head is on the mat. Now we're going to come up into bridge 3 times. First time, don't let it be your strongest, biggest bridge. We're going to keep building it up as we go. So with your hands either side of your glutes, your feet are at hip width. Gently lift your lower back, your glutes, your spine off the mat. Shoulders are on the floor. So you're in a bridge, you're in a strong bridge, but you're not in your biggest bridge. You're just feeling how that is in your lower back. You're feeling if you've got any tension, maybe releasing a little bit of stress along the front of your body. The lower half of your body is engaged. So hamstrings, calves, you're pushing your toes through the floor. Most important of all, you're breathing. As you exhale nice and soft, lower your back to the floor. As you inhale, lift your feet off the mat, knees above the hips. Nice and gentle, nice and soft, not too deep a twist, just gently let your legs come out towards one side and the other, just a couple of times, just a couple of breaths. The next time you come to the center, once again, lower your feet down towards the floor. So this time, as you come up, think about lifting each vertebra individually, and this time you're going to put a little bit more attention into sliding your shoulders under your chest, and you feel a little bit of an external rotation in your arms. Now this time you can interlink your fingers under your glutes and help try and straighten the arms down towards the floor. So you push your arms down through the mat. You push your feet through the mat. You're going to feel more of an intense opening along your chest. Be careful with your neck. So again, we're being very active. This is a very strong pose. You're pushing the floor away. You're trying to be engaged all the way through your body. No pain in the back or neck. With your next exhalation, nice and gentle, start to lower. All the back down on the mat. And now very carefully, lift your legs up towards the sky. This time with straight legs and your arms out towards the side, some little twists. Out towards one side, out towards the other. You might find that you need a little bit more strength in your upper body, that it feels like a little bit more of a deeper twist. So we're going to come up into bridge one more time. So I want you to lower your feet down towards the floor again at hip width. So now nice and calm. Start to push the floor away with your feet and lift your hips. And this time we're going to support position. So even though it's not going to be quite as strong in terms of strength, it should feel like a nice intense or a nice relieving sensation in your hips. So this time I want you to try and bring your hands under your hips and your elbows directly under your wrist. So your forearms, the bone of your forearms, can support the weight. You might even want to come up onto almost your knuckles. If it feels too much, you might want to have your elbows a little bit further out towards the side if it feels too high. If you feel good, you bring the elbows as close in as you can and really try and lift. So try and keep the legs relatively soft. They're turned on for a little bit of stability, but you're not pushing the floor away too much. You're trying to keep the muscles relaxed so you just get that nice relieving sensation in your back. Breathe. Remember, never ever pain. If it doesn't feel good for you, change the position. And now really calm, really soft. Start to bring your back, each vertebra down towards the mat. You slowly roll your glutes. When your bum arrives to the floor, this time we're going to come into a nice, deep, but very, very passive twist. So if, like me, you happen to have a microphone in your pocket, you might want to move that so you don't twist and lay on it. So now with your arms out towards the side, I want you to straighten your legs. So now with your legs straight, I want you to bend your left knee. Right hand on the outside of your left knee and bring that left knee out towards the floor, the right hand side. Now, if you feel like you need a little bit more of a twist, bring your right hip further under your body. So in this case, it's out towards the left hand side. Do you feel more rotation through the spine? I want this to be passive. So I don't want you to work too hard. I want you to try and let the weight of your body do the work. You can also finish the twist by turning your head to look out toward the left-hand side, and you should get some kind of a sensation around the right side of your neck. So every exhalation, try and release the energy, try and release the work, the physical effort of this pose. Try and let the weight of your body do the work. Let the sensation go deep. Remember to still breathe. Super gentle, no rush. Start to untwist. Straighten both of your legs on the mat. Make sure that your spine is in a nice straight line before we start to come out towards the other side. So this time bend your right knee. Bring your left hand on the outside of your right knee and gently start to bring that right leg out towards the left. This might be enough, but remember, if you want a little bit more, you can slide this case, the left hip out towards the right hand side. Use the weight of your right arm and right shoulder to keep your upper body on the floor. The weight of your left arm helps you lower that right leg just a tiny little bit more, and remember to try and be soft. To finish the twist, look out towards the right and enjoy the sensation of breathing. So you can do a little trip around your body in your head, make sure that your toes are not engaged, you're not pushing your tongue against the back of your teeth, your glutes aren't turned on, there's no chance you're going to fall over, you're letting your head come down towards the right hand side, using the weight of your chin, the weight of your cheeks, the weight of your forehead, just giving you that gentle twist in your neck. The breath continues to flow harmlessly in and out of your nose, consciously and awarely, working on your pranayama, your breathing. So obviously in any of these poses, if you wish to stay longer, all you need to do is pause the video. So now nice and gentle, nice and soft, come back in towards the center. Make sure your spine is in a nice straight line. Now from here you have a few moments. I always like to finish my practice giving you guys the option to do what you need to do. It's almost a reminder really that this is your practice. I'm just here giving you a few ideas. You need to learn and understand what your body benefits from. If you're somebody that spends a lot of time sat down, then you're going to have different requirements to a high performance athlete, for example. So you might here want a little bit of happy baby, you might want to hold your feet, you might want to stretch your hamstrings, you might want to continue doing some twists. Listen to what your body asks for. You may just want to lay down directly in Savasana or in a seated meditation and breathe. Whatever you do, make it your choice and make it what is going to benefit your body. Remember, this is your practice. You can stay in your final relaxation or doing any little exercise that works for you for as long as you wish or for as long as your day allows. I'm going to bid you goodbye and namaste.